men's wheelchair tennis singles competition. Alfie Hewett, a young man from Great Britain, up against Joachim Gerard from Belgium. And a match to savour, because the 13th seed, Alfie Hewett, has found himself a way through to the semi-finals with a remarkable run. We've seen him beat the 4th seed and the 7th seed. Joachim Gerard, he comes in as the number 2 seed. Gerard, at the age of 27. And Alfie Hewett, in his first Paralympic Games at the age of 18, is already through to the doubles final. His partner Gordon Reed.
You go there. We'll see.
It'll be Alfie Hewett who will serve first, and they'll switch ends. Joachim Gerard. Big, strong, and quality player. And he has found his way into the semi-finals here at the bottom half of the draw. Some fine players, including the 16th seed Jeremiah, his partner, occasionally in the doubles court.
Yeah, big win over the Canada, of course, who was the 2-time defending champion in the men's singles. That was in the quarterfinals. It was a huge reaction from Gerard after he won that one. Did a good job of just taking the ball early, Gerard. He's one of those players who likes to play on the front foot and likes to try and play inside the baseline. And I'm sure he'll look today to try and boss Alfie Hewett around early on and really show him who is boss. What an achievement from this young 18-year-old to be here in the semi-finals. He's claimed some scalps in this tournament. I'm sure most thought this Paralympic Games maybe had come 4 years too early for him, but he's proved a lot of people wrong, getting through to the last 4. 5 wins over Piefer and Olsen in particular. And well, he'll be brimming with confidence, as you say, Gerald, already through to the gold medal match in the doubles.
Yeah, and again, Great Britain are enjoying a fantastic Paralympic Games all round in all sports. This is Alfie Hewett's path through to the semi-finals. Couple of tough 3-setters. Piefer and Olsen, particularly in that quarter-final, an excellent win.
Looking at the 4th seed and the 7th seed.
Yeah, how is he going to cope with the pressure of a semi-final here, knowing that his good friend and partner Gordon Reed is already into the final?
Yeah, that's how Gerard has got through. That big win over Shingo Kunieda, who of course is the former winner both in Beijing and in London 2012. And Gerard's got history actually with knocking out Kunieda, or at least stopping winning runs of the Japanese player, because he was the player who ended his 77-match winning run at the year-end Masters tournament in 2015. He was the Masters champion, was Gerard. He's never won a Grand Slam title, though. Did reach his first ever final at the start of this year at the Australian Open. But this is the biggest event of them all, the Paralympic Games, and they all fancy his chances. And you talk about pressure there maybe for Hewett. I feel that the British 18-year-old probably doesn't have any pressure here. He can just go out and enjoy himself. All the pressure for me is on the 2nd seed Gerard, because he's the man now expected to get through to the final. It'll be interesting how he copes with that sort of pressure. He's never been to a Paralympic Games final. He's never actually been through to the semi-finals before, Gerard. And it's an interesting dynamic, the fact he's never been in a semi-final himself, but yet he is the big favourite for this one.
Yeah. And you've illustrated the fact that he only reached his first final in Australia earlier this year, but he's had a lot of success later in the year with final appearances at the Toyota tournament in France, and again at the BNP Paribas Open. He beat the crowd and top favourite there, Stefan Houdet, and in Switzerland as well at the start. So he is a man who's clearly had a good year, and he's in form. And Alfie Hewett, I think all we're really looking at is a young man with such an opportunity here, with a real chance to pull something off, do something extraordinary. People will look back, whether he wins or loses today, and say, well, he's done a fantastic job getting to the semi-final. Alfie Hewett against Joachim Gerard in the men's singles semi-final wheelchair tennis. 18-year-old against 27-year-old number 2 seed.
And it's interesting looking at their win-loss record for the year. Coming into this event, they've won 38, lost 14. Whereas you look at Hewett's record, he won 18, lost 12. So he's only actually won a handful of matches more than he'd lost this year, but did win in Seoul, the Korean Open, and also reached the final of a tournament in Johannesburg. But other than that, you know, he's struggled to mix it with the very best in the world this year. His ranking slipped to 13 in the world, although he did reach a career high ranking of 10 in June in 2016. But you feel he is getting better and better, and of course, you just feel in 4 years' time, who knows, maybe he'll be the top seed and the favourite with how he's performed out here. You never quite know with the youngsters with how they're going to react to the big stage, with the cameras on them, with, as we've seen, you know, it's been packed out day after day here on centre court, and he seems to rise to the challenge.
Yeah, exactly. I think they thrive under it. I think he just enjoys, as many youngsters will do, the limelight, the opportunity to express himself, and there's no better opportunity than in a semi-final of the Paralympic Games here against the man who's expected to beat him. I mean, he's never beaten Joachim Gerard before, so there's not that huge weight of expectation. But if you're going to beat someone like him, why not do it in the semi-finals of the Paralympic Games?
Exactly. Yeah, the last meeting came in Wimbledon, at Wimbledon this year. And Gerard on that occasion only dropped the 4 games, winning 6-love, 6-4. Only once has Hewett been able to take a set off Gerard. That was back in 2014. So he's the big underdog. He's had a lot of success in doubles, Hewett, this year. He was the Wimbledon champion. So reached the final of the Australian Open and won Brisbane. All of those tournaments he played with Gordon Reid, who's hardly a bad partner to have.
Yeah, and he's guaranteed at least a silver medal here. He and Reid into the doubles final. And yeah, the confidence will be there, flowing through Alfie Hewett. Absolutely full of belief and confidence. And great support from the British fans. We saw Gordon Reid's team, if you like, support team in the stands, making a lot of noise for him in his match. And now they'll be on hand for Alfie Hewett as well.
I think he's just got a problem with one of his wheels here. He's been fiddling with it for a while and shook his head.
Well, we actually saw it at the start of the doubles match yesterday. He had to change a wheel just before the match. And literally, they were on the court, ready to go, and suddenly he ripped the wheel off and was standing supporting himself at the net. So off he goes again.
Yeah, I just saw him early on in the warm-up, just fiddle with it a little bit. And I mean, this is the biggest singles match of his life, so you know, you've got to make sure everything is exactly how you want it to be, and he was just fidgeting with it and fiddling with it, and then eventually has decided that probably needs to be a change. Gerard then probably with a little bit more time now to perfect those serves in the practice. But yeah, as you say, it's been a stellar year for Gerard. I think he got a lot of belief from the year-end Masters in 2015 and beating Kaneda twice there, and he's kicked on since then. It wasn't just a flash in the pan. He was, well, dominant really in that performance against Kaneda. He was able to take the ball, as I say, very early. He got on top of the rallies early against the Japanese player, and it'll be fascinating to see what Hewett will look to do. It's getting that balance right, isn't it? Because I think Hewett will feel that he can't just rally it out against Gerard, because if he does, Gerard will probably get on top of the points. And so how aggressive Hewett has to be today will be fascinating to see, and just whether or not he can get that balance right. I saw his compatriot Reid absolutely nail that balance earlier on in the first semi-final.
He likes to play aggressively, does Alfie Hewett. But there's a delicate balancing act against a man who has been playing this game for just 2 years less than Alfie Hewett's age. So there's a lot of experience in that, comparatively speaking. And in fact won the World Junior Cup in 2005. So that's how far back his playing at this sort of level goes. Junior #1, and as an 18-year-old playing at the highest level of the game, is earmarked as a a real star of the future, as we know. The players can play deep into their 30s and 40s. So in this game, this wheelchair tennis is just exploding and they're growing in leaps and bounds around the world. Their own world tour, Grand Slams and Masters at the end of the year.
What these players can do, it is truly exceptional. If you ever get the opportunity to get courtside and watch the skill set, it's fabulous to see. And not only, you know, the shots and the angles and the touch, but it's just incredible, the movement, the speed of it. You know, these guys aren't just rolling the ball over, they are hitting it hard with plenty of spin. It's the timing of the movement into the ball that's so impressive.
Second semi-final in the men's singles of the wheelchair tennis. Joachim Gerard against Alfie Hewett. Gerard to serve.
Gerard played his semi-final, or quarter-final I should say. This is the semi-final, the quarter-final on this court. He was out on one of the outside courts, so that may well help Gerard as well. He'll feel at home once more.
Oh yes, and again, nice and positive is what we expect from Alfie Hewett.
So nothing to lose today. He's just going to enjoy himself. It's about getting the balance and aggression right. That's in that point.
The ball coming back at Alfie Hewett. Hewett's got to be patient. Takes the serve nice and early, Alfie Hewett. Looks relaxed.
It's clever. That is the issue. If you do take the serve so early, you're very far up the court, so if you don't quite make the return as you would have wanted to, you can be left a little exposed, as Hewett was on that occasion.
Yeah, straight into the backhand of Gerard, who just back from whence it come. Oh, that is a superb shot. Lovely angle with Hewett coming in.
This is where you feel the experience for Gerard will come into it today. You'll be well aware that Hewett will fire some winners. He's not going to panic and play his own game. That was a lovely passing shot on the stretch, rushing over the ball and finding the angle.
Wrist and racket speed is incredible. One love, Gerard, held serve. Alfie Hewett to serve for the first time in the semi-final.
Alfie Hewett to serve.
The best of starts by the British player.
He has to be aggressive, as I say. Gerard's return, particularly against Canada, he was taking it very early, he was dictating the points from the off, and Hewett and his coaching team will have done that with their research on Gerard. They know how he plays, and so maybe just feeling he needs to put a bit extra on that second serve, but overcooking it in the first two.
Yeah, there's plenty of time in the match to get that right. Early stages here. 2 double faults off 30. Better.
15.
Even better, lovely kick. Having gone down the middle with the first serve. And the kick out to the backhand was a mistake from the Belgian.
It's always interesting, the kick serve. You have to get racket head speed to generate the spin on the ball. And if you are feeling a little nervous and a bit of tension, then sometimes you can lose that racket head speed. Got it right on that occasion. Lovely second serve.
Great depth. Brilliant backhand. Expansive and accurate.
Moving just across here, but still able to generate such power and precision right into the corner.
First break point of the match, the way of Gerard. And yeah, shake of the head for young Alfie Hewett. Double fault on break point in the second game. And Joachim Gerard has the early initiative.
Well, even though Gerard has won the first two games, I don't think Hewett has too much to be disappointed about, other than sorting out that second serve. 3 double faults, of course, a bit of a gift of a game to Gerard, but you know, in the rallies we've seen him out-hit Gerard a couple of times.
He won't change his game. You know, he likes to come forward, he likes to be aggressive, that's the way he plays best.
Just have to be careful, maybe with it being the semi-final, having that extra bit of adrenaline in the system, getting overexcited. This is quality from the Belgian. Keeping himself nice and cool, and the backhand at the moment is firing. Short backswing, just brushing over the top of the ball, controlling it down the line. Yeah, the right play.
Absolutely, he got up to the net swiftly enough and had the opportunity to put it away. Sadly, the control on the cross-court stop volley not there. 3 points for 3 love for the Belgian. So he holds serve with relative ease. And 3-love to Joachim Gerard. Good start by the #2 seed. His pursuit of a place in the gold medal match. Alfie Gerard and Joachim, Alfie Hewett and Joachim Gerard roll out to begin the 4th game of the semi-final. Gerard is out of the blocks well at 3-love. Hewett to serve. Oh, brilliant! Wasn't a bad volley from Gerard, but the response from Hewett was even better.
Well, you said it, Gerard. Gerald. It's a fine play, I thought, initially from Gerard. That'll make Hewett feel a lot better after dropping the first 3 games. Type of shot that can sometimes be awkward. In the middle of the court, you've got no angles to work with there. Means you've got to try and force the issue a little. Over forcing on that occasion.
Good shots, both sides there. And that backhand from Gerard cross court deep into the backhand corner. But, Hewett's got to be careful not to get too down on himself here.
And that was a quality point from Gerard. Together, the point construction very well here.
That'll do his confidence a lot of good. Nice flat, low toss to the ball, and the first ace of the match.
And those British fans who are here, Gordon Reid getting behind the youngster.
Well, he did really well there because Gerard is hitting a deep ball, and Alfie Hewett went even deeper and forced the error from Gerard. He has a point for his first game in this match. Big cheer for Alfie Hewett as he holds serve. He served 3 double faults in a nervous first service game, but that much more confident performance in this 4th game.
Yeah, that'll settle him down a bit, no doubt about that. I have to say, it was a gutsy service game. It was 15-30 down. And played some quality tennis. Gerard didn't do a lot wrong from there on in. The fact that he's now on the board, I think he'll just enjoy this semi-final. I mean, it's the one thing you don't want is to be embarrassed. He's avoided that, he's avoided the bagel. Now let's see what he can do once he's got himself in the match.
Ambitious and not executed as well as he knows he can. Hewett still well behind the baseline, opted for that drop shot.
Got to say, we've seen the Dutch, incidentally, dominate in the women's singles for years to come. You just wonder. You've got Alfie Hewett, who's 18 years of age. You've got Gordon Reid, who's only 24, still pretty young. There's a fair few other young British players coming through. You wonder in maybe 4 years' time, are we going to be saying the similar sort of thing in the men's about Britain dominating the sport?
Too long. Clincher the first for Alfie Hewett. He's really starting to settle down now. Yeah, watching Hewett and Reid play doubles together is just fantastic. They are such a dynamic combination. Boomer down the middle from Gerard. Look at that, 155 kilometers an hour. Does have a very big serve.
It's got nice variety on it too. Stuff to pick which way he's going to go.
I think he was looking at the call there, that very deep response from Hewett, and Hewett now has a chance to break back.
He's pumped up for this one. I already heard him say come on a couple of times. He really is taking the game to Gerard.
Look at a second serve here. Oh, he goes for the lines, and for the second time in the game he found it on the baseline, but the high forehand drive volley.
Just wonder whether he would have been better just going for the classical volley. He was annoyed with himself there. Second drive volley he's missed. Opened the court up beautifully. Provide the finishing touch.
I was going to say, it's those sort of points are big points. You don't make those mistakes as the older and more experienced you get. And here we have Gerard serving a break point at deuce on his own serve, so serving a double fault. So it's Hewett who has another break point. Brilliant. Beautiful, clean swing, and absolutely nailed it. Well played, Alfie Hewett. He breaks Gerard.
And again, another deep return. Gets Gerard on the back foot. He can only bunt the ball back, no spin on it whatsoever, and that allowed Alfie Hewett to wind up on that forehand. And much to the delight of the British team, it is the world number 13 who breaks back. Game on.
Alfie Hewett breaks it's with serve. Joachim Gerard leading 3-2 in the first set of the semi-final. With serve, it's Hewett to serve at 2-3.
Just wonder the far side whether the sun is affecting them, because saw Gerard serve a double fault that side as well. Of course, Hewett, last time he was this side and serving, hit 3 double faults.
Looking directly into it with the shadow there, perhaps on the other side. Problem. And this hit over the back from Gerard. Nice work on the ball from the serve from Alfie Hewett.
His level's just dropped a little here. Has to be careful, the second seed. Started this match really well. He was working the ball around and testing out Hewett. A couple of unforced errors creeping into his game.
Some errors creeping into the game of Gerard now. Momentum switch here. 11 unforced errors.
I think a lot of that has come about by the positivity we've seen from Hewett, in terms of maybe Gerard feeling he needs to wrestle back the initiative. So looking to be more positive, but at the moment hasn't found his range in the last 10 minutes or so.
First serve. Just doesn't seem to be the confidence that we saw from Gerard early on, blocking the serve back without any real work on it. And it's Alfie Hewett has 2 points to go to a 3-all situation in the first set. He's right in this match. Well played. He's showing a lot more belief, and he'll be gaining huge confidence from the fact that this man is making a few unforced errors.
Yeah, very interesting. Hewett winning a 3rd straight game. But more surprising was how many of those points were pretty cheap from Gerard. So someone who likes to play inside the baseline, he likes to be positive, but he's usually pretty solid. He's really allowed his opponent to get back into this opening set, and feel the momentum is firmly with the 18-year-old.
That's his response. His first ace.
To say in his quarter-final against Kaneda, he didn't panic there. There was a few momentum shifts in it, and he was able to keep his focus.
Looking for just a bit too much.
Gerard isn't someone who shows too much emotion. He keeps himself very cool, very balanced from point to point, whether it's going for him or going against him. The emotion poured out after the win. Keeps himself pretty level-headed, which is so important, of course.
Wow. Same serve, same result. Brilliant serving.
I think Hewett thought that one was just wide. Not overturned though. Second ace of the game for Gerard. Just pulled across it slightly. He didn't need it to be that close to the line. Good return though from Hewett. You go down the middle of the court, take away your opponent's angles.
Oh no!
Well, I think he saw Hewett move here. I think initially he was possibly going to go cross court, saw Hewett moving that way, although Hewett then turned. And that maybe just put Gerard off as he struck that forehand.
Seemed to be dictating the point. Got himself into a little bit of a tangle on that backhand. So Joachim Gerard holds serve, and it's 4-3 with serve in the first set of this men's singles semi-final. The second semi-final already through his 3 contracted. It's a tight contest, this. It's Joachim Gerard, who's the number 2 seed from Belgium. He leads Alfie Hewett, the 13th seed from Great Britain, 4-3 with serve. Hewett serving at the new balls. He does crowd the serve, Joachim Gerard. He attacks the serve, so Alfie Hewett went for the deep first serve, too long, and was conservative, a little too conservative on the second. Another double fault from Alfie Hewett, his 4th of the match. So 3 in his first service game.
Yeah, you do just hope those double faults don't come back to bite Hewett, because everything else about his game has been excellent. He struggled a little with his volleys at the front of the court, but that was a quality high backhand volley. In terms of his point construction, I think most of the time he's been spot on.
brilliant. Well, he's been true to his game. He's being aggressive, back behind Gerard.
Yeah, that was right on cue in terms of talking about point construction.
Spot on.
Going back behind his opponent, as you said. Finds another forehand winner. In the back of the court, he just seems to know where to place the ball right now. Moving backwards here, but still timing the ball out in front, brushing over it, and into the corner it goes.
Oh, well, he's done that twice now in the match. When Hewett's gone really deep to the backhand corner, and look at the response.
That is sensational. Look how low he has to strike the ball here. Almost just a flick of the wrist over the ball. Quite like the move from Hewett. That was special from Gerard.
Low, bold and beautifully played by Gerard.
And all of a sudden, he's come to life. Hewett doing the right thing there. You've just got to appreciate the last 2 points from Gerard. Hewett hasn't really done anything wrong. Well, that is just wondrous play. How close he got it to bounce to the net, and then, of course, the backspin on the ball, giving Hewett no chance.
And to play it from as high as he had to, that high ball, it's not an easy shot at all. Beautifully executed. Look where he was, right inside the court there. Positive play, and he's getting right into it here. As a point again before all.
I have to say, I liked his reaction after the previous point, appreciating Gerard, just knowing that that was too good from the Belgian. Getting back to business, thinking things are going against him. Quality point from Hewett. Didn't quite seem to be in the right position for that one, just stretching a little. I feel though this first set has just started coming to life.
Yeah, down to the business end here. Use. Oh, he's done it again. This time on the forehand from the middle of the court.
Bamboozling Alfie Hewett. Such awareness from the world number 2.
Suddenly a break point for the Belgian. Yeah, an interesting choice from Gerard to go round and take it on the forehand. And Hewett's response was to send it back behind him, and it paid off.
So impressed at the moment, though, with what we're seeing from the 18-year-old, because no doubt about it, Gerard's raised his game in this game. And yet Alfie Hewett, again, staying with him, going toe-to-toe.
Too long. Well, there's that little fine game that's played between serve and returner. Hewett going deep, knowing his man's going to attack. And they became a little too strong for Gerard. Brilliant! Look how much court he had to play with.
Oh, he had time to think about it, took it on the second bounce here, and it was wonderfully executed. Getting enough height and whip over the ball, and that is a quality service hold from Hewett, because Gerard, at times in that game, was on fire.
And Gerard to serve now. Nothing to choose between these two. Beautifully finished off.
The only thing I would possibly question is Hewett's belief. You know, he's lost the last 6 times he's faced Gerard, but he's been playing with so much belief at the Paralympic Games. I mean, he's beaten the 4th seed, Pifa, beaten the 7th seed, Olsen. He's playing with such confidence right now.
Nothing wrong with his confidence. Punch of the ears. He knows he's given himself a little bit of a glimpse here at 15:30.
Novak Djokovic talks about it a lot in able-bodied tennis, about playing in the moment. And that's exactly what Alfie Hewett is doing right now. You can see he's enjoying himself. You can see he's just completely transfixed and focused on every single point that's coming his way.
No.
We almost understand the error from Gerard, because Hewett is just on fire. He's been bullying his opponent in the last few points, and Gerard feeling he has to do something different to try and get Hewett on the back foot. He throws in the unforced error.
Yeah, he's looking for a shot, and he didn't find one that he liked. So 2 break points to Alfie Hewett at 4-all in the first set. Yeah, well done by Gerard, who's all calm and composed, very little emotion by the Belgian.
Well, he's got enough experience, hasn't he, to know that he has to ride the wave. And you know, if he was to lose this set, he'd just have to say too good from Hewett. You know, he's not done that much wrong. It's a question of whether this man can keep his level as high as it is.
Yes, he can. What a shot to get the break, a crucial stage of this first set. Alfie Hewett with a cracking backhand onto the baseline. 5-4. Alfie Hewett for the break in the men's singles second semi-final.
Well, what a Paralympic Games this man is having. No one expected him to get through to the semi-final, but here he is. And then he goes 3-love down, and you think, oh, maybe the occasion's finally got to him. But no. What a response. He's firing winners left, right and centre. He's playing stunning wheelchair tennis. And from 3-love down, he's got himself to 5-4 up. And he knows he is firmly in the driving seat right now in this second semi-final.
Yeah, I think if we reflect back on the start of the match, there were nerves. I mean, 3 double faults in his first service game. Certainly, that was an expression of those nerves. And he has found, and you know, once he'd got over that and realised, look, hang on, what have I got to lose here? And he's not only got nothing to lose, he's got plenty to win here, because he is coming out to serve for the first set against the second seed. Remember, he's only ever taken one set off this man in their 6 previous matches.
Sure, we talk about momentum so often in this sport, but isn't it amazing how a nation can have momentum? As in, you know, Paralympic Games at the moment, Britain having a fantastic Paralympics, and of course Reid into the final already. He's into the final with Reid in the doubles as well. It just seems to just be flowing through the whole Team GB.
The Lapthorns into the final of the quads as well. Great return from Gerard onto the shorter serve, and this is where the experience of the number 2 seed would come in. He's up against it. He'll turn the pressure back onto Reid. Try and turn the pressure back onto Reid.
Oh, well, 3 return winners in a row. As you say, showing very little emotion, everything almost going against him. Hewett's been playing some stunning tennis, but Gerard not overreacting at all, keeping his composure. And that's 3 break points.
Oh, there's a simplicity about Gerard's game, but that response from Hewett was superb. Still a couple of break points there. That's the simplicity. Moves in smoothly. Classic forehand, nice and deep to the baseline. And a nod, he gets his towel, and he gets a 5-all situation in the first set of Alfie Hewett. What a match this is proving to be.
I've got to give so much credit there to the world number 2. I've seen other players think, well, I'm up against an 18-year-old who I should be beating. You know, if you look at the world rankings, and you know, he lost 5 out of the last 6 games, but no reaction, kept his cool, and then did the business when he needed to. Breaks back in the nick of time. This is a very tough set to call from here on in.
Oh no. Not the best way to start the 11th game from Gerard.
The ball toss didn't look like it was in the right place at all, a little short.
Yes. Again, he just goes about his business with ruthless efficiency.
It's all very smooth, isn't it? Doesn't ever look flustered. 14th winner for the Belgian.
Oh, how good is that?
But just where did he get the power from? He's moving backwards. The shot's almost behind him. And he finds the line. I think he got a thumbs up from Gerard. And the overall coming from the chair, because it was initially called out. So good sportsmanship there shown by the Belgian.
Second double fault in the game.
No real reaction from him. Of course, we saw a gift of a service game from Hewett right at the start of the match. Is Gerard going to return the favour at the back end of this set?
first bit of reaction we've seen or heard from Gerard. Yeah, interesting return from Hewett. He may look back at that and think, what was I doing? Because it did expose the angles.
Well, I think he was looking to be super aggressive. He was trying to get a lot of momentum into it, but it was a good second serve from Gerard. An improvisational shot from Hewett. Gerard pouncing on it.
This time it's the Belgian who was nice and positive.
Yeah, I was going to say, good positive play there. Serve certainly helping him out as well. It kicked up nice and high. Hewett having to take it well above head height.
It's like one of the heavier serves in the game. Gerard. So 155 calories now, so it'll be a weapon. Deuce, 5-all.
It's a great return. Just inside the baseline, pinning Gerard back.
Very difficult to make anything of that, and it's given Hewett a third break point. Oh, just out. Drifting all the time. You can see it curling away and then eventually dropping just out of court.
Gerard must have had his heart in his mouth here. He's had this dropped in, he would have really been on the stretch. He was motoring across to try and get there.
Yeah, beautifully played. Well worked out and nicely finished off.
It's such an absorbing contest, isn't it, at the moment? And that was sheer quality from the Belgian.
Oh no. How often do we see that?
Third double fault in the game. And again, talked about that racket head speed being crucial on a topspin serve, and didn't get any there, Gerard.
Oh no! It's falling apart a little bit here on the serve. At this stage for Gerard. Concerned looks on his coaching team as Hewett has another break point, but the manner in which he's earned that will be concerning for the Belgian. Hewett. Can he close it out here and go 6-5?
Well, it was a good serve. I think really Hewett should have been expecting that one. It's been his go-to serve when he's missed a couple. Just rolling it in, kicking it to the backhand side.
Oh, that couldn't have been by much.
Still staying aggressive on the return, isn't he, Hewett?
He had it there, but for an inch of the net, it may well have been a winner.
And this game is huge.
Isn't it funny how the longer these games go on, the more important they become. And the context of the whole match.
Just wonder whether there'll be a hangover for whoever loses it.
Oh, again, he's gone behind Gerard, as he has done quite often successfully in this match.
Well, often in able-bodied tennis, you're told not to delay your shot, not to hold it because you want to take it early, but in wheelchair tennis, it can be crucial. He just saw Gerard moving one way and then goes behind him. So tough for the Belgian to get there.
It's out. There's the break. They're on their feet in the Gordon Reid, Great Britain corner, and Alfie Hewett has broken at a crucial stage in this set. In the 11th game, Alfie Hewett leads 6 games to 5. A real tense affair, that 11th game. This wayward backhand, only just over the back. Right, another idea from Gerard. Execution not quite spot on. So Alfie Hewett, what maturity, what confidence he's showing. An 18-year-old.
I do wonder the affordable fault, I think it was, Gerard, though, in that game. Could really be very, very costly, because Hewett, for the second time now in this opening set, coming out to serve for it. After such an epic game, it's really tough, really, you feel, for Gerard to recover from it. But as I say, one of his strongest characteristics is the fact that he doesn't overreact. He's got a superb temperament. We saw last time when Hewett came out at 5-4. Gerard played an excellent game. Can he do so again?
Oh, it wasn't a bad shot from Gerard, nice and deep, but Hewett responded.
The backhand's been a bit hit and miss today for Hewett. But when he gets it right, it's not coming back.
Good start. And he follows it up with another point, albeit this time Gerard trying to attack the serve, take it nice and early. And in the net, it's 30 love. Big break there for Hewett. Psychological game being played by Gerard, just creeping in, attacking that second serve, putting the pressure on Hewett to look for the line. Set up by an excellent serve. It was one of those where you take your breath in because you think it might just have been too long, but it's on the line, and it's given Hewett 2 set points.
Yeah, the depth of the serve as well just meant that Gerard couldn't move around it either way. He had to just bunt it back. What a moment this is, the 18-year-old.
fighting hard, chasing down an awkward ball, and it's Gerard who makes the mistake. Hewett takes the set. 7-5 in 54 minutes. Well played, Alfie Hewett. Only the second time he's taken a set off this man in now their 7th match.
Well, quite incredible. This man's incredible journey at the Paralympic Games could well be continuing. Takes the opening set by 7-5, and when you consider he was 3-love down in that set, showing everyone that it's not a fluke that he is here in the semi-finals, and now just a set away from the gold medal match and a match against his doubles partner Gordon Reid. Here are the first set statistics, and what a set of tennis it was, full of drama. It was a ding-dong battle, but it's Hewett who's come out on top of it in 54 minutes. He actually hit 2 less winners than Gerard, who I feel those unforced errors are probably a little harsh on the Belgian. Didn't seem like he made that many, but he needs to cut those out if he is to remain in this year's Paralympic Games in terms of his fight and quest for a gold. It's Hewett who's taken the first set by 7-5.
So Alfie Hewett has taken a giant step, not just towards a possible gold medal match, but in his career. And a great start to the second set. Never taken one set off Joachim Gerard in 6 previous encounters, and he takes the first one off him here. And the belief, the confidence is flowing through Hewett, and it's absolutely disappeared from this man for the time being anyway. Second seed would beat the double gold medalist in the previous 2 games. Canada in the previous round is now under the cosh. Stunning return, taken early, whipped to the backhand side and clips the line. 3 break points. Just needs one. What a start to the second set. Alfie Hewett's on fire. Nailing the backhand. The confidence to go for his shots. But it's built on the confidence he gleaned from taking the first set 7-5. That break of serve is worth nothing if he doesn't hold serve here. Battle of wills continues on the Alfie Hewett serve. He knows that Gerard loves to crowd the serve, even the first serve. So he has to go deep. And that's what happens. Into the forehand. It was a very good serve. It's 140 kilometers an hour, but Gerard met it with a crisp forehand. 30. Yes, exploiting the open court. The confidence on the ground strokes. Just outstanding. Serve that problem area, but he knows that he's got to be absolutely spot on. Sharp from Hewett. There's the backhand. It's hooked out wide. 30 all. That's as good as it gets. He was scrambling back to pick it up. And he has fought back. And he does it again. Crucial hold. He's bubbling with confidence now. Again, Gerard took the serve nice and early, but Hewett was alive to the response. Hewett first set, and he's a break-up in the second at 2-love. Can't afford to let his game be anything other than aggressive and positive, because that's what served him so well thus far. Good serve. The kick out wasn't a full pace serve. At 107 kilometers, it just kicked out wide to the backhand. Classy play from Joachim Gerard. 63 minutes now. Crisp shot. I mean, Hewett attacked the serve, but his shot wasn't quite deep enough to put pressure on Gerard. Right idea, execution not quite there, and he knows it. Haven't seen much of that from Alfie Hewett in this match. But Alfie Hewett holds the advantage in this second set. He's 2-1 up and will come out to serve with a break, and the first set in his bag as well. Well, these two first met when Alfie Hewett was 14. And that man, Joachim Gerard, has won all their clashes. But this is a different kettle of fish altogether. Hewett serving, 2-1 up in the second set. It's in. And that speaks of a man, Gerard, who is not playing with a great deal of confidence. He'd rather take the gamble and see if it bounces out than play the shot. Yeah, that's hallmark Joachim Gerard all over the second serve here.
15 on the
Big and strong in the chair. Whips across it to put the forehand away. Sweetly done. Worked it to the forehand corner. And how sweet is this forehand? No real power, just put away neatly. And now it's starting to get under Gerard's skin a little bit.
14-15.
Outstanding. What a shot. He looked gone for all money, but he knows he's pulled something out the bag there.
Well, how about this one for the shot of the tournament? First backhand wasn't bad. That's a fine backhand from Gerard on the angle. Look how far wide he is. And into the corner, and you can just see the look on Gerard's face as it finds the corner. He's in the zone, on fire, and the 18-year-old consolidates the break.
Well, we've seen some players in this tournament get ahead and then get tight. This man gets ahead and gets strong, and he is in full control. Lovely to see, confidence flowing. He is 3-1 up. With the break, Gerard has it all to do. It's always a tricky shot, the overhead. He was rolling back to try and make it a shake of the head, and he's feeling the pressure now.
I think the play wasn't that bad at all from Gerard, but again, what quality from Hewett on the defence. Moving around, but able to make that final ball so awkward for his opponent.
Gets it, he lines up that backhand, he sets it beautifully, and it's a fluent stroke that hit to the right length makes a very difficult one for his opponent, and Hewett found out there. 15-30.
he can do no wrong.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what it's been like. He's come into the second set so confident. Almost a smile on his face there, saying, am I playing this well? He is. He's loving it as well. Helping himself all over the second serve. And Gerard has no answer at the moment to this young man. What a performance.
Well, you're almost thinking, just don't look at the scoreboard. Don't tell yourself you're 2 games away from a gold medal match. Just stay in the zone, point by point, shot by shot. And at the moment, that's exactly right. Alfie Hewett is in the zone, and he's 2 games away from fighting it out in the men's singles gold medal match. Absolutely amazing. Can he keep it going? That's the question.
Alfie Hewett is in control here at 4-1 and a set to the good, and he will serve double break up against the second seed Gerard.
Well, Gerard, you've played a little bit of tennis, and just when you're playing your best tennis of your life and you're in the zone, it is just about trying to stay there and not realising the situation you're in, and that is what it's all about right now for Hewett. You just hope that he doesn't hit a double fault or something like that to check his momentum. I'm sure Gerard will use his experience to just try and make Hewett win this match. It's a clever shot from Gerard there. I mean, things like that, and, you know, say, right, okay,
you're hitting winners?
Yep, you're hitting winners. Keep doing it.
Yeah,
you know,
go for it.
You're 18 years of age. Have you got what it takes to get into a gold medal match? Can you deal with the pressure of actually getting 2 match point and closing out a semi-final of the Paralympic Games? And if you can, you just say, well played.
Yeah, well, that's been Gerard's go-to game on the Hewett serve.
Just takes it so early, takes it out in front. No big swing, just rolls it into the corner. The tennis is very similar to able-bodied tennis. If you are serving against someone with a big serve, you know, you don't have a big backswing. It's all about timing it out in front, using the pace of the serve, taking that time away from your opponent. He's done it very well in this match. He has to keep going.
Yeah, there's the double fault that perhaps sitting deep in the back of his mind, and it's come at a crucial time. It's given Gerard 2 break points. Some encouragement from the stands you can hear for Hewett. So many options going through his mind, no doubt. And that was not the one that he would have chosen.
First of all, I thought he did pretty well with the volley. I had my heart in my mouth for him. I thought he's going to miss this, but he made it. Great defence, though, from Gerard to make him play that extra ball. And again, any youngsters watching, if you make your opponent play an extra ball, you never know what will happen. And the first signs of maybe a few nerves in the system for Alfie Hewett.
And if they'd shown the setup of that point, he got himself into a little bit of a tangle, and he wasn't, by the time he got there, he was a little bit out of position.
Struck it behind him, didn't he?
Yeah. He's still a break up, but tension's ratcheted up a few levels now.
Kicker from Gerard, that really sprung off the surface, taking it well above head height.
No, he's missed it again from close quarters. And these two errors are the sort of thing that can get into his head here.
Well, you've seen him, so after those errors, both times he's looked up to the crowd, looked up to the coaching box. And this is where you just think he's now realising the position he's got himself into.
Double fault from Gerard.
Can't too many more of them. Fault from Belgium. Understandably, his levels dropped a little. It had to.
And if his fans and coaches and supporters are seeing, oh, this match is slipping away, can you imagine what's going through his mind? That's better. Well, for Gerard, he's been fairly calm through this.
And they're trying to get him going here, the coaching team. They're trying to get him just to enjoy the moment, to say, look, come on, just play every point. You're still, you know, coming into this match, he's the big underdog. Still nothing to lose, even though you're set up 4-2. I mean, it feels like there's a lot to lose there, but even if he was to go on and lose this match, so much to be proud of. Just trying to enjoy the occasion and be aggressive in each point.
Double fault from Gerard, the second in this game.
Having said what I was saying, it's a lot easier said than done to just enjoy the moment. I mean, the pressure is incredible out there. And it's incredible, isn't it, as well, the fact that, you know, we say Alfie Hewett, 18 years of age, and we've seen 2 double faults from Gerard, an experienced pro, world number 2. If he's struggling with the pressure, imagine what the young Brits feeling.
Exactly. Brilliant. Short ball, and he made no mistake.
Just put enough spin on it to dip onto the baseline.
And he pounces on the short serve, and that's what he needs. Get the adrenaline going again. He was playing with such freedom and confidence 3 games ago.
Put the momentum into the ball. Again, not much of a backswing. Blocking it out in front, brushing over the ball.
just kicked away from Gerard. And it's given Alfie Hewett a break point. It's improbable, it seems. But I suppose there's been the two double faults, but he's been on the defense of a lot of this game. Now he's fired up.
Got himself in the point. Really, wasn't really any need to go low over the net there with the forehand. It's a bit of an unforced error. Bit drama there.
Good serve. Heavy serve on the line, and a little forlorn look on the face of Alfie Hewett, frustrated. 2-4 break point. Game point, big pardon. That is extraordinary from Gerard. Absolutely amazing shot. And he is right in this match. He doesn't get to number 2 in the world without being a real fighter. There's still a breakdown, but the pressure is mounting on young Alfie Hewett.
What a shot this was. Almost played it with casual ease. Hewett knew he was in trouble. Nothing he could do with that one. And that is a big, big hold for Gerard. He had to save a couple of break points. Also, to go with the fact that he hit 2 double faults in the game, showing plenty of fight and character. Hanging on in there.
Well, here's a real test for young Alfie Hewett. And he is 4-3 with a break. He's already dropped serve his previous service game, and a double break up over Gerard in this game, in this set. Great response, a little chip backhand return from Gerard. Nothing really on it, and a wonderful backhand from Hewett.
Well, even though he lost the last game, Hewett, I was pretty impressed with how he played in it. He was broken comfortably, and asked a few questions, remained positive, and again, being aggressive there. It's a sumptuous backhand into the corner.
That's the response. He's been doing that all day on the serves that are not absolutely spot on for Hewett.
Just a bit of a swat. He just swipes across the ball. To generate an angle on the ball because of that. Looked a little awkward. He's telling himself there, he knows that he didn't get in the right position. Maybe should have gone for a different type of a shot and set himself to try and hit the angle and go big with the backhand. And it would have been a better idea just to get it back in play and bunt it deep. Running out of time in terms of to cut out those unforced errors.
Yep. This is 30-15. Another one. A look of anguish on the face of Gerard as he dumps the backhand into the net. He's made winners out of more venomous serves. That one got to be 2 points for Alfie Hewett to take a 5-3 lead in the second set. He does it. It was a good serve. It was a body serve. He couldn't make anything of the return, and that gave Alfie Hewett the chance to take control of the point. He has control of the match. A set and 5-3. It is up to Joachim Gerard now to see if this match will go beyond the 9th game.
He's trying to keep himself moving, trying to keep himself warm, doesn't want to get static and keep loose. Don't let the nerves get the better of you. And what an achievement already. Will this story continue? One game away.
One more point. A clinch of the first. Beautifully played.
I have to say, other than that game at 4-1, he's looked composed, he's looked confident. And in terms of his point construction, it's been spot on. Again, being aggressive, taking the game to Gerard. And even that error, I don't mind that. In terms of, again, he's looking to make the play. That's what's got him into this position.
Great return, attacking the serve, taking it on the forehand, finding the space wide to the forehand corner.
He's just going to go for everything.
Yeah.
He makes a couple more out of the next 3 points. This is the gold medal match.
The way he plays. Oh, cruel.
Now then. I mean, what a time for a net cord like that one. How will Hewett deal with it mentally? Will he just be able to think, okay, bit of luck, next point. Is that going to be a turning point?
That's good. What a return. Wow. Absolutely amazing return. Clips the line and gives Alfie Hewett match point against the number 2 seed. It's out. Alfie Hewett has beaten the number 2 seed. He is through to his first Paralympic final in his first Paralympic Games at the age of 18. The emotions come pouring out. What an incredible win. The first time he's ever beaten this man, and he's done so on the biggest stage of them all.
Oh, it's brilliant to see the embrace. Quality from Joachim Gerard. just applauding his opponent, and that's really all he could do, because that was some performance from Alfie Hewett. The story continues. Quite incredible. 13th seed coming into these Paralympic Games, but the 18-year-old will fight it out for gold.
He shakes his head, he cannot believe it. He cannot believe what he's done. And, well, he cannot have any complaints. Alfie Hewett staying true to the way he plays the game. Positive, confident, aggressive. Perhaps 2 games the whole match where he maybe lost his way a little, but really fantastic performance.
Talk about dealing with the pressure as well. I mean, this guy, I was going to say, is going to be some player. He already is some player.
Yeah. Big roll there. He rolls across to the British camp. It's Alfie Hewett who pulls off another major surprise to beat the second seed Joachim Gerard. 7-5.